So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to do this chapter 11 and 12 quiz. So you're going to need to test for independence, actually several times. And you'll also need to do this on the final, so it's important to know how to do this. So for testing independence, we're going to make a 2x2 contingency table. So on this quiz, the first one is comparing the poverty rate for a state and the number of gun deaths per 100,000 people. Now, when you use these numbers, you could just take off the percent and use 6.8, 7.6, 8.1, just use these exactly as they are. So I'm not going to do the exact quiz, but I'm going to do one very similar using paired numbers. And the example that I'm going to use is from the grades in this class. So this is a person's average on the quizzes, and then this is what they got on the midterm. And the claim is that those two are independent. So quiz and midterm scores are independent. Okay. So one thing I need to do is put the numbers in the calculator. So I already did that off screen, so you don't have to watch me type, but you can see there's the 89 and 86, the 78 and 80, etc. Okay. Now I'm going to make my little table. So here's my 2x2 contingency table, divided into 4 squares. And then you just pick one of the variables. So I'll put quizzes up here. And then I'll put the midterm scores over here. And you could actually switch them. Could put midterm there, put quiz there. You'll get the same result. Now the next thing I need to do is, for the quiz scores, I need to find the median. So that's list 1. So go to Stat, Calculate, one variable statistics for list 1. And the median is 73.5. So I prefer not to work with the decimal, so I'm just going to use 74. You can round that. And so those people that got quiz scores less than or equal to 74, and then those over 74. And the equal sign needs to go on one of these two, and it doesn't really matter which. I prefer to just go with the first one. Now what I'm going to do is get a highlighter, and I'm going to highlight everybody that got less than or equal to 74. So for example, this is the first one. And when I highlight, I'm going to highlight all the way across. So in other words, this person is yellow because they belong in this category. All right, now just continue that all the way down. Anybody that got less than or equal to 74. Less than or equal to 74. And I'm not even looking right now. I'm not even looking at these scores when I highlight. I'm just concentrating on these, but then I'm highlighting all the way across. Less than or equal to 74. And if you're doing this on paper, sometimes it's a good idea to print out a couple of them, because at the end it's going to look like this, and you might, like I did, because I just recorded this video and I missed one person. I had to throw that recording away, throw that paper away, and start fresh. That sometimes happens. Okay. It could also happen if you get squirreled like I just did. So less than or equal to 74. And this one. And this one. Okay, almost there. All right, now I just want to double check. Less than or equal to 74, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, because less than or equal. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, doing it right. Got it, yes. Good job, Greg. Thank you very much. Okay. Next, I'm going to count those people that got highlighted. Also can put the cap back on so it doesn't dry out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that means this column right here should be 18 people total. And what I could also do is look on here and it says there's 34 people. So the total equals 34. So if 18 people are going to be in this column, well, 18 plus 16 equals 34. So that means this is going to be 16 people over here. So using the median should split them not exactly in half, 17, 17. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's just close to half and half. So that's just fine. All right. Now what I need to do is, for the midterm scores, I need to find the median there. So go to stat, calculate, one variable statistics for list 2. And scroll down, it's an 83.5. So I'm going to use 84. So less than or equal to 84, bigger than 84. Then I'm going to get a different color highlighter. I'll use a red pen. And if their midterm score is less than or equal to 84, then I'm going to put a red dot next to those people. So for example, this one is less than or equal to 84. Now for this second highlighter, you could highlight it all the way across, or you could just use like I'm using a red dot. So I'm just looking at all the midterms. And right now it doesn't matter if they're yellow highlighted or not, just anybody that has less than or equal to 84. So this one, as you can see, some people did the extra credit on the midterm. Less than or equal to 84. Less than or equal to 84. Sorry, it just helps me if I keep saying it. 84. Less than or equal to 84. Okay. Now what I need to do is find out how many people belong in this square right here. So those people would both be highlighted yellow and they would also have a red dot. That's these people. So how many people both are highlighted yellow and have a red dot? So I'm going to put a little mark to show that I counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 13 people that belong here. And because this has to add up to 18 people total, there's going to be 5 people right here. I can double check and make sure I got that 5 right. So they would be highlighted yellow, but they would not have a red dot. So highlighted yellow, but not have a red dot. So that would be, let's see, I'll use an X. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sure enough, that 5 is correct. Okay, so now how many people are here? So in this box, they're not highlighted yellow, but they do have a red dot. So if they're not yellow, so only pay attention to the ones that are not highlighted yellow, but they do need to have a red dot. And I'm going to use a check mark for those people. So that's this one, this one. So they have to have a red dot, but they're not highlighted yellow. And this one. So let me just double check. Red dot, but not yellow. Red dot, red dot, red dot, but not yellow. Red dot. Okay, so how many check marks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 people go right here. And then it should be 5 plus 11 is 16. So this should be 11 right here if I counted correctly. Let's see. So that would be the people that have over 74. So they're not yellow, and yet they don't have a red dot. So basically the ones that have no marks on them. So that would be this person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this 11 is correct. And now if you look back at this, you'll see that everybody has some type of, because I was using black, some type of black mark next to them. That means that everybody got counted. So a total of 34. Whew. Okay, that was the hard part. Now the rest is pretty easy. So you go to second matrix and then go to edit. And this is a 2 by 2 matrix. The numbers are 13. So just ignore the numbers that are in there. I'm just going to type over them. 13 and 5 and 5 and 11. So 13, 5, 5, and 11. Okay, then stat, go to the tests and this one, the chi-squared test. So the observed values are right here. So it's our job to put the observed values in matrix A, which I already did. It's the calculator's job to put the expected values in matrix B. And I'll show you that in just a second. I need to go to calculate right now. So calculate. So the test statistic is chi-squared equals 5.70, I prefer 3 decimals, so I'm going to round it, 5.708. And then the last thing is the critical value. So use table A4, the chi-square distribution. And because the table is 2 by 2, that means degrees of freedom equals 1. So using 0.05 and degrees of freedom is 1, the critical value is going to be 3.841. So the chi-square distribution looks like this. This would be 0.05, and then 3.841 was the critical value. And then 5.7 goes past that, which means reject the claim. So that means that somebody's quiz score and their midterm score, so we're rejecting the word independent, which means we're getting rid of that. That means they are dependent. So quiz and midterm scores are dependent. Which basically means if people don't do well on the quiz, they probably will not do well on the midterm. If they do well on the quizzes, then most likely they will do well on the midterm. Okay, so that's how the contingency tables work when testing for independence.